What's going on, everyone? This is Mike, AOD81. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a Lords of the Fallen walkthrough, as you probably already know by the title. But we're going to go for the Umbral walkthrough, and I'm going to show everything along the way. I'm going to get us all items, all the stigmas along the way. And there are certain things that are ending specific. So as we go for the Umbral ending, which is the hardest one, you got to take some extra steps to get there. We're going to pick up everything on this walkthrough that we possibly can. And as we get to things that we can't pick up through this walkthrough, I will explain what you need to do on your next walkthroughs if you're trophy hunting and trying to platinum this game, which it was a chore. This is a hard game to platinum. I'd say the two hardest trophies to get are the all weapons and the all armor. So what I would suggest is to go for the other trophies first if you're a trophy hunter. The game takes a minimum of 3 playthroughs. And if you do everything perfect, you can get it in the 3. I think I missed a couple of stigmas. I think it was about the 5th playthrough that I got the platinum, but that was just basically for hunting down all the armor pieces and the weapons that I missed along the way. So I just went for the other trophies, picked up everything I could on every playthrough on the way through, and there wasn't too much I had to farm when I got to those final 2 trophies. I think I had maybe 3 or 4 weapons that I hadn't gotten, and maybe about the same for armor pieces. And most of them were drops. I just had to go farm them from enemies that drop them rarely. But anyway, we're going to start out. As you can see, I just started a Dark Crusader character. I'm not going to get too much into the builds. This walkthrough is going to be more about trophy hunting, picking up all the items as we go. And yeah, that's basically it. Like I said, I will point out some things, but let's get it going. On my main character, obviously maxed out on everything, and I just started a new character, so everybody will be able to see what the dedicated item drops are, like this one over here. On my main character, since I've already picked up all these items, okay, that's just a skull, but as I pick items now, they're random as far as spells and all that goes. So in this walkthrough, since it's a new character, you're going to be able to see where the locations are of all the in-world pickups as far as, you know, tanks and spells and weapons that can only be picked up once. So we're going through the intro area right now. And we're going to go up these stairs to our right, roll through that. There is going to be a drop right there that, you know, if you're first time intro, it's going to teach you about jumping and everything, but we do want to fall down here. Usually if you fall over here all the way to the right, you won't really take any damage, but there is an item right here, and that's going to be a Tinct, Forsworn. So we're gonna hop out of there, turn left, go back up the stairs that we just came from, and this time we are gonna jump the gap. You'll notice that there's some little planks there, oops, and we're gonna fall, and we're gonna take that damage that I told you didn't want to take. But those little planks there, that's usually where you gotta jump from. If you're used to Dark Souls games, I just did it again. There really isn't a lot of platforming. Yeah, it's been a little bit since I played, but you do got to get used to the platforming on this game a little bit. once you get used to it, it isn't bad at all, but there are certain things that might seem a little bit wonky at first. And also, I will say, as he just threw that fireball at me, I use dodge a lot more than block in the regular game. Now, on invades and stuff, obviously I block to try to parry, but okay, that's going to be our throwing rock. We'll go ahead and get this guy out of the way. But in-game, okay, I'm gonna select my hand. Let's see, is the rock equipped? No, but I have that equipped. I can just throw that at it, I think, and it'll knock that item down, which is the wooden cross. That's just a weapon you'll pick up a million times, so nothing special there. Okay, just pick that up right here. I want to go up here and fall down towards the door. We're gonna take a left, pull out our lamp, walk through this door. There's gonna be a couple enemies over here. But anyway, that's just an enemy drop. As I was saying, I don't block a whole lot in this game unless it's like a barrage attack. And because when you do block, you take wither damage normally instead of regular damage, which you can get back when you strike an enemy. But for the most part, I use dodge. That just seems to serve me better in the general gameplay. Like I said, aside from when you're fighting against a human. So after we walk through this little area right here, we're gonna want to go umbral. We're gonna go here, roll across, pick up this item. And that's nothing special right there. It's just a wither ward. We're gonna lock onto that and soul flay it. That's gonna get that vein out of the way. Drop down, drop down. We can kill this guy just to get him out of the way. We don't need to, but as this is a new character, I do want to pick up as much vigor as I can, and he just dropped something, so I'll go back and get it. And it's another wooden cross. Like I said, those are common. You do need all these weapons to get the weapons trophy, if that's what you're going for. So you do need to, when you sell items, you want to sell duplicates if it's something that you don't use, but you want to hold on to at least one of everything. And there is room in your inventory to do it, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, we're gonna come up here. There's gonna be 2 enemies, and there's going to be what I call umbral bellies. I can tell this one's going to be a Sanguinarix because of the yellow halo. Or Saintly Quintessence, which upgrades your Sanguinarix. But after we pop that umbral belly, we're going to come over here, fall. There's going to be a couple enemies waiting for us. And we're going to turn around and run up this way. Man, I gotta get used to a new character again. My main character is maxed out on everything, and yeah, he's pretty much a god in this game. I'm on New Game +5, and the bosses I kind of have to try a little bit, but basically with my character I can pretty much speed through the game. So after you come through there, you come out here to the right. There's going to be one of these that you can soul flay, one of those veins that will remove the umbral entity. So then we're just going to back out the way we came. We have to exit umbral here. Then we can proceed forward. Kill this enemy. And then come down here, drop down, and now the door is going to be open to us. And this will be our first area. You see how the area bandaged red cops popped up on the screen there. You want to make sure that happens because that's what goes towards the trophy for visiting all locations. I think they fixed it through a patch, but when I originally got my platinum, there was an area that was glitched out and that wasn't popping up on the screen, and I had to keep I thought there was an item here usually. Maybe I'm mistaken, but anyway, I had to keep running through the area until that popped up, but I do believe they fixed all that stuff through patches. So this is going to be our first mini boss. It's the Holy Bulwark Auto. Dodge. See, like I said, I use dodge. Oops. I use dodge a lot more in this game than I do parry. And now I think we're gonna get a critical hit on him. I was offline. You have to be right in front of them to get those. So we just defeated our first little mini boss. Normally the Red Reaper shows up here, but I think they did in a patch make it so on your first run the Red Reaper actually doesn't show up here, and that's what looks like is going on. So we're gonna move on ahead, and before we go that way, we're gonna want to take a right here. We go down this pathway, and we are gonna pick up the flayed skin. You can see the item across there. We're gonna come back and get it later, but picking up this flayed skin, what it does is it triggers Isaac the Paladin's quest, and there are 4 stigmas linked to his quest that we're gonna pick up along the way. And if you don't pick up that flayed skin at the beginning, the stigmas won't show up out in the world. You can always go back and get it, and then the stigmas will show up, but then you have to run back and get all the stigmas as opposed to just getting them on the way through the playthrough. So just go ahead and pick up the flayed skin now. And if you're following along, I'm gonna show you the most efficient way to get through this game and get everything. But we're gonna talk to the Iron Wayfarer here. As a general rule, any NPC in this game that you run across, you want to talk to them until they start repeating their dialogue. See, so now he's repeating. And if it's your first playthrough, I fully endorse, listening to them and watching the videos and everything. I'm going to skip through that stuff just for the sake of time. But the lore is decent in this game if you want to see the lore. So we've talked to the Iron Wayfarer here. That's going to progress him to his next point. We're going to move on ahead. I'm not worried about resting and getting out of Umbral because there is a stigma right here that I want to pick up. So, like I said, you can sit and listen to these if you want to get the lore. I'm going to keep moving. The general rule on stigmas is if you pop a stigma, you want to make sure those Umbral scourings show up on the right to make sure you got credit for it. You can exit Umbral while a stigma is playing and you'll still get credit for it. You cannot die and you cannot rest while one of those is playing, or it won't count. You'll have to go back and go get it. But as you can see here, I just picked up an item over here, and then I'm going to want to take this immediate left. There's an item here. That's just a fire ward, nothing important. Little fire mage waiting for us right there. And we can go ahead and exit Umbral here. Now there's a couple enemies here to the right immediately. Well, I guess in the original difficulty it's just one, but here we're going to take a left. You see there's an item right there, but there's also an enemy behind this wall, so beware of him. We're going to pick up that item, come around here to the left, break through there, and there's going to be a chest which has the Hallowed Condemnation. We're going to go ahead and take care of these enemies. Dodged a little late there. But yeah, there is a fire mage up there. Let's see what these, I haven't used these in so long. I didn't know how much damage they do. Okay. Alright, now we're going to knock this. Oh, I don't have any left. Where is the rock? We're going to equip the rock. And we'll go ahead and... Oh, I don't have any ammo left is the problem. Let's see, do I have any ammo pouches yet? No. Okay, I need some ammo pouches. I use... Okay, well, you see the item in the tree there. There's another one up there. We definitely want to get those, but right here, there's an item to the left. Oh, there's an ammunition pouch. Okay, so I can use that. In my main character, I'm more of a magic guy, so I don't use throwables a whole lot. So we're going to use one of these. Lock on here, and we're going to knock that item down. And that is going to be Pilgrim Garb, Pilgrim Skirt. Nothing important. You can pick those up a million times on subsequent playthroughs. Right here is an actually decently strong enemy. For the first playthrough anyway. We'll see if I remember how devastating they really are. Not too bad. Enough that I'm going to use one of my 3 Sanguinarixes. I'm used to having 9 of them. And usually using magic to heal. But after we kill him... Oh, I forgot about the item down here. We definitely want to get that. So I've got the hand equipped. Throw a rock at it. Get it out of there. Then we go over here. Climb up the ladder. And we can hold our lantern out and walk across this Umbral Bridge. And if I didn't mention it before, I'm going to try to keep these walkthrough videos around 30 to 40 minutes. I mean, depending on where we're at when we hit the 30-minute mark, we might go a little long. But generally, 30 to 40 minutes, I'd say these videos are. Okay, so there's those 3 items down there. Then we're going to just walk back. This is where we were before, where we turned left and got the items out of the tree, etc. So all that's done. You don't have to climb this ladder. I'm pretty positive there's no item up there. No, there isn't. So we can just continue on. This enemy up here... If he is here, where's he at? Has an Umbral Parasite. Normally there's, unless he got removed in a patch, I'm used to, like I said, I'm on +5 difficulty, but usually there's an enemy there with a Umbral Parasite. And there's going to be an enemy right here. We'll get rid of him real quick. And then this is kind of where it tells you how to sneak up behind people when you're doing your first playthrough, and the intro stuff shows up. But right after we kill him, there is an item right to the left, which is unripe berries. That's just a consumable. We're going to come across a lot of those. As soon as we run up here, there's a vestige that we're going to want to activate. I don't think I need to rest. We're gonna come over here towards the fief door, which we're gonna be opening up later, but for right now there's an umbral area right here. You see the white moths, to any new players, that whenever you see those white moths, it means there's something going on in umbral. So we're gonna go ahead and pop umbral right here, pull this ramp down with a soul flay. Roll down, drop down, jump down, do whatever you need to do to get down. You go ahead and get rid of those pods that are going to hatch. And then right here we have an umbral belly. And it is going to have the umbral eye of betrayed Eliard. And there is going to be... This is where we dropped down over here, came down, got the umbral belly, then we walk this way, and there's going to be a stigma. No items behind this one. Now we're going to come back this way. And there's going to be an item right here. It's a skull, and you see the umbral scourings popped up on the screen, so I got credit for that stigma. So we're just going to walk up these boards, drop back down. That's the way we came from. We're just going to continue running. That's where we killed that guy. We're going to come back up here. And now we can just go ahead and rest to get out of umbral and reset the clock, get our heals back, do whatever we need to do, because we're going to be moving on to the next area here, so we don't have to worry about enemy respawns. And there's going to be a mage. And I guess that's it right now. This is just an enemy drop. I'm used to there also being a Rogar right there, but that's not going to happen in this playthrough. So that's going to be an item in that corpse that we just threw a rock at to knock down. That's going to be a ring at the mine owner's ring. Let me see. I don't have any rings equipped, so I might as well equip it. It just increases stamina. Nothing... I mean, these rings stack upon each other. So in my build, on my actual character build, I wear 2 mana rings, which constantly regenerate mana as I use it. So, but anyway, so we just threw the rock at that item, dropped it down, picked it up. It was the mine owner's ring. Now we're going to come down this way. And when we get to the water, we're going to have to go into umbral here. And we're going to run down and pick up this item, which is just going to be some mana stones and an ammunition pouch. Come on. I actually might want to be grabbing those, being as it's the first playthrough, and get some vigor. So as we run on ahead, we see there's an item up here. We're just going to throw a rock at it, and it is going to be the Pilgrim Hood and bandages. It, I mean, that's a dedicated item, so it is there in every playthrough, but after you get it the first time, it's going to turn into something different. It's nothing special what we just picked up there. We'll come across a lot of those. Okay, and as we turn to the left from where we came, we were going to be able to kick down this plank shortcut, and then we can go ahead and exit umbral right here. We're gonna run on ahead. If you did that first, if you kicked down the plank first and exited Umbral, we had this mage here and a Rogar to fight. And then we're just gonna continue on ahead and go to the left. The right is nothing. That's basically the way we came from. If you want to see, that's where we threw the rock and got the item. So we just turn to the left and go up this ladder up here. There's going to be a dedicated item right here, and it is Holy Ward, which is nothing special to me, just a consumable. Go ahead, drop down, and we're going to talk to the Iron Wayfarer in his second location. He's going to give us a Vestige Seed. Okay, he's repeating himself, so we're good to go there, and we're going to go ahead and plant a seed here. We're going to be fighting Pieta up ahead, but we're going to grab a few things first. And he just gave us one, so why not plant it? So, if you didn't see where I went there, I dropped the seed here. Iron Wayfarer is standing straight ahead of me. If I go to the right here, there's a short ladder. Behind us, there's a tall ladder, and that takes us back the way we came from. If you jump off that plank, we would be going in the reverse direction. I'm just pointing that stuff out because this game is very interconnected. It seems like you're traveling vast distances, but if you get all the shortcuts along your way, and if you're on a playthrough where you're going for one of the bonus trophies where you have no vestiges, that really comes in handy. Unlocking all the shortcuts that we're going to unlock will help a lot. So, when we came up to the stairs, turned to the right, there's some enemies up here fighting each other. You can hang back and let them kill each other or engage them like I did. It doesn't really matter. But if we run on ahead, we're going to see there's an item right here. That's nothing special. Later in the game, we're going to be opening this door from the other side, which is a critical thing, so that happens later on. But if you run down here, you'll see there's an item in the lava. We'll run, grab it real quick, and that is the Rusty Cutter. So you see I caught fire there and rolled to put myself out, but that is the dedicated drop for that weapon on a first playthrough. You will get more of them on subsequent playthroughs, but anyway, that's a weapon you want to have. You need to have it for the trophy. Now, when we go down, you can see there's some more lava right there with an item in it. Grab it. It's just fire salts. Sorry. Run on up ahead. There's an item here in the lava. More fire salts. And then if you turn to the right in the lava, you can see there's our last item. And it is fire salts, so nothing necessary there. I mean, I could have skipped pretty much all those items, but as I said, I could be on my original character running through the game, and I know where all the items are, but I don't know what they were originally. Like that Tinkt that we picked up would have been something different for me because I already have it. So we're gonna be picking up everything. We're gonna be picking up the spells along the way. If it's in the game, we're picking it up. So now, as we got all that stuff, as soon as we enter this arena, and actually we can summon the Iron Wayfarer without dying here. So why not? It's our first playthrough, technically. I mean, on this character anyway. So as soon as we enter this arena here, we're going to be fighting Pieta. I'm going to skip this. Like I said, I encourage you to watch it if you want to see what's going on with the lore. Ooh. That was badly timed on my part. Yeah, might as well use one of those. Okay, now she's gonna do her little radiant magic. You just gotta get out of the way of it. She's gonna come at us. And in this game, as far as combat goes, you don't want to just be a button presser, because you will get locked into an extra attack if you're just constantly tapping attack, and then you want to stop attacking. If you tap the R1 or R2 while the animation is playing, you're gonna follow through with another attack, and that's not always optimal. So you kind of want to be conscious of hitting the attack button at the right times. And man, she's trying to grab me a lot. Okay, I think I got a critical hit here, if I can get to her. There we go. Finish her off with a critical hit, why not? And we're going to go ahead and skip this. Now, after every major boss in the game, they're going to have what's called a remembrance. And you see these blue butterflies here. These are stigmas. If you're in Axiom, they're going to appear as a little ball of blue butterflies like that. So you're going to know there's a stigma there. So we need to go into Umbral to get it. If you're already in Umbral, you're just going to see it like that. It's going to have a little lock-on icon, and you can soul play it. And there's going to be one of those for every major boss in the game that's also going to contain their remembrance, which will allow you to buy their weapons and everything from Molehue. So we'll just let that play. You're going to see it pop on the right side of my screen, but as we ran in through this door, we turned right. See, there's the remembrance of Pieta, along with the umbral scourings for the stigma. Up here, there's a chest. And that's going to be the Sanctify spell. So I don't think I have a catalyst yet, but that's a spell that I actually use on my main character. That Sanctify comes in handy. So we're gonna just run down the steps after we got that chest. And when we get to the bottom, go through the door. It's gonna trigger a cutscene. I'm gonna skip it. As soon as we go through the door, we turn right, come down here, and this is Skyrest. This is basically the home base of the game. So, if you want to think of it that way. And there's going to be some NPCs to interact with. We're going to talk to Dunmire here. We're going to go through all of his dialogue. Okay, and you're going to see he's got some items for sale. He's actually got some spells. Healing Radiance. How much is that? $6.50? I'll pick it up. Why not? And Radiant Weapon. This is actually a spell that... And I'll pick up Radiant Flare too. That's actually a spell that I use on my main character. So it looks like we're getting some of the nice Radiance spells early game. We will get better ones later game. But let me see if he's got any... I mean... You're going to want to pick up all of this stuff. Like some of these items here, like the Purger Axe, and those all go towards the weapons trophy, and these will all go towards the armor trophy. And a lot of these are items that you can only buy. They will not drop in the regular world. So when you're going for that trophy, you are going to want to buy every weapon and piece of armor from every character. We don't need to right now and run through all of our vigor, but just to let you know, like I said, I went for the other trophies first and then came back and got all this stuff that I needed that I didn't already have once, you know, my character was maxed out, and it didn't really mean a whole lot for me to spend a lot of vigor. So right now we're not going to pick up really too much of anything, I don't think, as far as weapons and stuff, but just keep in mind that eventually you need all that stuff if you're going for trophies. Now we're going to come over and talk to Pieta and run through all of her dialogue. She's going to be the one that upgrades our sanguinarics. Every time we get 3 saintly quintessences, we can upgrade our sanguinarics.
Fellow sanctified vessels, may Orius divine radiance flow through me and empty you.
Or maybe it's 1. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. Maybe you only need 1 to upgrade it once, because we picked up that 1.
Our holy word continues, Lambearer.
Yeah, so, but anyway, max level is level 9. I think we're level 4 right now. So this is just your coffer chest. If your inventory's getting a little heavy and you want to store items in there, you can. But I believe when you're going for the items, trophies, like as far as weapons and armor are concerned, I do believe that they actually have to be in your inventory. And the rings and pendants trophy, all those, I believe they have to be in your inventory unless they've changed it through a patch, because I've helped people that were looking for trophies before where I dropped them some items, and there's always a few items that are undroppable, and the trophy didn't pop, and then they were like, well, let me see if I have that in my chest, and they did, and when they put it in their inventory, then the trophy popped for them. So unless they've changed that in a patch, you do have to have all of the items for that specific trophy in your actual inventory. So where Dunmire was this time, right here, and Pieta's here, we can go ahead and activate this vestige. And like I said, this is home base, so it's going to become very familiar. But if we go over here to the left and up the steps, this is where Molehue resides, but he's only there in Umbral. So we're going to pop Umbral and talk to him, run through his dialogue, and you see he sells a couple of Umbral spells. Depending on your build, you might want to pick up these spells right now. I'm going to be running towards more of a strength radiance build, which was like my original build, because I know that works. But anyway, other than that, this is an Umbral catalyst that you're going to need for one of the trophies, whichever the trophy is that the catalysts are included in. But that's an Umbral catalyst that you need from Molehue. You need the 2 spells for the Umbral magic trophy, and the rest just look like Umbral scourings and consumables. So we're good there. If you go behind Molehue over here, this is where the shrine, the Umbral shrine is, and as you can see, when we first activated it right there, we got a gesture, the Putrid Mother's Embrace. So gestures goes towards a trophy. You definitely want to come over here and interact with it. And also I'm not online right now because actually there was a problem with PSN, but anyway, I was gonna take us offline just in case we had an invade or anything like that happen. I didn't want that to interrupt us. So just interacting with that shrine is going to give you the gesture, but when you're in online mode and you go in here, if you have 10 umbral eyes, if you donate 10 of them here, that's going to pop a trophy for you as well. So now we can exit this room. We're going to take a right and go over here to Stomand, and we're going to run through all of his dialogue.
I'm Stomand, group of against them. We made up whatever the cost of that Heretic on you. In radiance.
And you can see he's got a lot of weapons and a ring. Let's see, what's this ring do? Increase vitality and endurance. Why not? I don't have another ring to equip right now, so we'll get that. But all this armor, you're gonna have to pick up at some point. All this weapon, these weapons and armor. He also does sell the Pilgrim's Perch key. 18,000, especially for a beginning character, is a lot of vigor. I never buy this key because he is gonna end up dropping it at one point in the game. A little bit later on when he disappears from Skyrest, if you don't buy it from him, he will drop it and you'll get it for free, and it's more appropriate to get it then anyway because the doors that this opens up, a couple of them are just for a chest or whatever, but the main story progression door that this key opens up, if I went there right now, the enemies behind that door are going to be a little overpowered for me anyway, so I would just recommend that you wait for him to drop it. But in some playthrough, you're going to want to collect all these, or rather buy all of these weapons and all these pieces of armor if you're going for those trophies. You'll need those. And if we pass Stomand down here, turn left and go down. These guys, although they look like NPCs, not really. They're kind of Stomand's henchmen. You don't need to talk to them or anything. There's nothing trophy related if you don't talk to them. If you want to talk to them for the lore, do it. But if you break through those barrels right there, you'll see there's an item, and that's going to be a spell, Aura of Tenacity. That's actually a nice spell that I use when I'm doing invades or if I get invaded. And as we move on ahead, this is the Radiance Shrine. So I'm going to interact with it, and it's going to give me the Orion Vow of Protection gesture. And on this shrine, when you go in there, if you have pilfered coins, which in co-op, if you fight a boss with a co-op partner, you'll get pilfered coins. And again here, if you donate 10 of those, it's going to give you a trophy. So that's the Radiance Shrine. We're going to come up here, and we're back in the main hallway where we were before. Eventually, when we free the blacksmith, she's going to be up there. But for now, we are, let's see, we are still in Umbral, so we're going to go ahead and rest just to get out of Umbral. And let's see, I can upgrade right now, so what do I want to put my points into? I'll get a strength point. And what's my radiance like? I'll go one more strength point for now, and I'll bump up my radiance by 1. And that's what we'll go with for now. So that resting got us out of Umbral. We're just going to come down here past Stonewind. We're going towards our next progression point, but we want to stop and talk to Andreas of Ebb. We're going to run through his dialogue.
That's right. So, give me the lamp, no? It's certainly hope you see smile first after all.
Okay. So he's repeating himself. He's good to go. That's going to progress him. And we're going to run on ahead. There's going to be an item right here to the right, which is a weapon. Go up the ladder, go on ahead, and to the right here is going to be Tech Ear, the little hunchback guy. And the first time we talk to him, he's going to give us the stick, I believe. Yes, so we got his stick. You definitely want to hold on to that. In subsequent playthroughs, you will not be able to get it again, and that does count towards one of the weapons that you need. So you don't want to sell it, drop it, discard it, anything like that. You want to make sure you keep that stick. It's the only one you'll get. So as we come over here, we can drop down. There will be a couple of enemies here waiting for us. The other one's going to be a mage behind these. And there's an item here. That's going to be a map. Down here, there's a mage behind here. Oh, maybe not on this difficulty level. So if we come down here... The first thing we're going to do is we're going to drop down onto this board. And behind us, there is going to be that small Duralium fragment. Now we can roll down onto these steps. Up there's where we just came from. We're going to be going back there. But if you come over here and roll towards the boxes, there's also an item down here that we want to get. That's actually a gesture. And let's go ahead and take care of the enemies around here. And get rid of this Wither Mage. Radiant Mage. Where's the Avowed? There you are. Okay, if we go back this way and roll through here, there's going to be an item back here. That is the Bloody Hatchet, which is a throwing item, I believe. Let me see. Yeah. So that goes towards a trophy. Over here, there's going to be a mage behind these boxes waiting for us. But there's also an item right here. That's just Holy Ward, nothing special. We're going to come this way, roll through these boxes. A couple enemies over here. And if we run back this way, go up the ladder, there's an item here. Then we can backtrack a little bit over to here, go up the steps. There's going to be a vestige here toward the right. We can just unlock it. And we don't need the rest right now, so we'll just skip that. But right here, as you can see, there's a stigma. So we're going to go ahead and pop Umbral. We're going to get this stigma. And while we're in Umbral, we are going to backtrack up to that plank that we dropped down on for the item. There's a couple little trash enemies up here. Back to the plank, drop down. This time we already got the item that was behind us. We're gonna go forward. If you're not in Umbral here and you want to do it, you can walk across this with your lamp out, but you have to come back up here in Umbral anyway, so you might as well do it in the order I'm doing it. The things I'm doing, if I pass something, it's for a reason. It's because I can do it more efficiently. But as we go down here, there's going to be an item waiting for us. That is going to be the Rejects Blade. We're going to turn around and we're going to go back towards the hand, and we are going to go up. Up, 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 up. And there's going to be an enemy over here. These are what I call fairies. They're some kind of moth thing going along with the whole Umbral motif. But I just call them fairies. They can be a pain. This is just an enemy drop, nothing important there. But what is important is that Umbral belly all the way down. So we're gonna go ahead and soul flay it and kill the guy that just spawned in front of me. And when we pick that up, it is going to be the Pale Eye Shield. We turn around, come over here, and you can roll off, and we will be back up these steps that we came down earlier. We go ahead and kill him for a little bit of vigor, why not? And we can exit Umbral. And then we can just run right back to where we came from. We've already gotten the items over there, got the item up there on the ladder, got the items up top there in Umbral, already got the stigma. So if you need a rest here, you can. If not, then don't. The only real reason to rest is if you're low on heals or health and you need all that back. Otherwise, if you just stop at a vestige, that will automatically be your last starting point. If you die going ahead, if you rest, it just respawns all the enemies. So there's never a need to rest unless you actually are low on heals or are low on something that you need. So I can upgrade a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I think we're gonna call that video number 1. And then on the next video we will keep pushing forward. Let's take strength to 15, and we will see you on the next video. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make these 30 to 45 minutes. I don't know how long it's gonna take to get through the game, but as I make the videos, I'm gonna upload them. So if you want to follow along, we'll see you in the next one. We're gonna be grabbing everything, guys, everything trophy related. And at the end, if there's which there's a couple of stigmas that are ending related that we won't get in the Umbral ending. Actually, there's one in the Radiance ending, Adir's stigma we won't be able to get. All the stuff that we won't be able to pick up, I will do a follow-up video after our walkthrough, and I will go through what you need to do to get the items we weren't able to get on this run. And as we are running through, I will point out and explain a few things. If there's something that we can't get, I'll explain why and what you need to do on your subsequent playthrough to trigger it, so you make sure you get all that good stuff. So we'll see you on the next one. Give the video a like if it helps you out, and we will help you out through the whole game if you need it. See you next time.